Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
All right. Just trying to turn off the fugly camera. I'm just doing it on my phone. I figure that'd be easy. I can multitask.
Yeah, that's why I usually do all my videos and everything on. I usually do it on camera and everything like that. Well,
Yeah.
no, camera on phone. So yeah, basically, I want to ask you like a few like a bunch of questions, maybe like ask
Oh, of
questions.
course.
All right. So like, what really really inspired you to get into Transformers and everything like that, man?
Oh gosh. Well, I've always been a fan. I think the cartoon first,
Yeah.
and then the comic books, and and how cool are the toys, man? I mean, holy
Yes.
smokes.
Of course. Of course, they made millions, probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just fascinated me at the time when I was young, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I have way too much crap.
I can say at least for
um,
mine, mostly all mine are in bags right now because I cannot think of a display idea right now.
Oh, that never ends. Yeah, as
Yeah,
your collection grows. They just always fascinated me. How cool is it? It's almost like a puzzle too, because you
yeah,
transform a toy, becomes something else. I mean, how cool is that?
yeah. Especially when you're trying to transform it. So,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. Well, the
basically,
newer
I
stuff.
usually keep mine in the robot form. To be honest, I usually just keep it inside the robot form.
Myself as well, unless I'm trying to fit more on a shelf and car modes you can actually stack stuff better. But yeah, the robots are so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's
Actually,
why.
I just got the Fall of Cybertron kickback yesterday. Actually, I'm pretty sure,
I think
and I
that's what you
looked it
sent the
up. It said
picture
it
of.
was
That
eight
looks
hundred
nice.
dollars.
Woo!
It says like $800 on eBay. I was like, wait, what the hell? I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think somebody's trying to, and people
I
are
was like,
selling
I
them.
think somebody's trying to make a good buck on it right now because I was like, it was the
If you don't
kickback too. I was
know,
like, it was like the kickback too. I was like, wait, why is the kickback? Why is kickback $800? Why can't Starscream
yeah.
be $800 right now?
But the thing is, if you don't know, somebody might click on it and go, "Oh, this must be rare." I'm like, "Well,
I guess you can consider it a little bit rare, but it's not that rare. It was only made in 2012. I'm pretty sure when the
oh
game came
yeah,
out.
no, it's not even that old." And kickback of all things, I'm thinking, okay, maybe the Optimus, which is quite a pain to transform back,
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm saying. I'm like, why is it like $800 for kickback? But for like all the other ones, it could be like $100 probably for all of them. Maybe I don't know.
right?
I think I
So
looked on like online. Maybe I saw the Starscream version of Fallen Cybertron. I was like, you know what? I need to get this guy one day. And then I looked it up. It says $185. I was like, oh my god. I was like,
well,
there's no way I'm paying $185 for a Starscream.
yeah, I mean, again, if you don't know and you're just getting into it, maybe you're just thinking, "Oh, okay, maybe that's the price of them." I'm like, "No,
They're not. No, they're
maybe a
definitely not the
a
price of them.
masterpiece, a rare masterpiece, maybe still sealed, you know,
Yeah,
some rare piece." But yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
see like a whole bunch of Revenge of the Fallen ones. They go for like thousands of dollars. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, why?
yeah. The whole Formers thing, the toy line, I kind of skipped. I mean, I watched the movies because, of course, Transformers is Transformers. I'm just happy to see more money being brought into the fandom to keep this all going. Hey, look at my shirt.
Oh yeah, you're worrying out about. I'm a
Yeah.
Decepticon, buddy. I like Decepticons better.
Oh, curses.
Decepticons are better. I like them better. They
Oh,
look
the
a
bad
little
guys
bit
are
better.
always cooler.
Of course, yeah. Their insignia looks way better and everything. Oh my god. The purple. Oh god.
Did you ever
Everything
collect the
about it.
comics?
No, I do not collect the comics. I mostly
Oh,
collect the figures.
well,
The
here's one of my
figures are like over
Decepticon
there.
shelves. I don't know how that looks. You can tell.
Yeah, they look really good. Yeah.
Well, I've got the. Where is he? Oh, Scorponok, the newest Scorponok. This camera's not great, but yeah. There's some Sharkticons and oh man,
The
Devi.
Constructicons are like. I think they're better. Yeah. I like the
Yeah.
Combaticons. They're a little
Oh
bit better.
yeah. Yeah,
Vortex.
Bruticus. I don't have the Bruticus built at the moment, but I've got Abominus, and uh, there's him back there, Menasor. Yeah, that's just a scattered mess right now, but yeah.
Okay, another question. How many Transformers do you actually have? Like, how many do you think you do have?
Oh yikes. I'm guessing around 3,000. I've never actually stopped and counted them all because there's so many. And do you look at all the individual combiners, troop building? Like I've got probably 100 Sharkticons alone.
Oh my god.
You know, different. Well, it's easy to add up, right?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
definitely is. I have like I just started collecting I started collecting 11 years ago when I was a kid. I liked Transformers. I was mostly because of Dark of the Moon. I'd stopped collecting and then I came back like freaking 11 years later from 2011 all the way to 2023. Now I'm
it.
back in the freaking
It
Transformers.
brings you back. It brings you back. And do you count? Do you count customs? Like, look at this guy. Like, this is insane, right?
Yeah, I would definitely count customs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally,
So I
I
mean,
don't have the Transformers I had in 2011 because I think they all got stolen from the house or something. But yeah,
oh, that's a
I hated that.
nightmare. That's a
I
nightmare.
know.
I always think about and going,
I need to give me a
yeah.
Sentinel. That's what I need to get. I need to get me Sentinel Prime. That's what I need to get.
That was good times. That animated. There was also 10 years because, as you know, I've got the grade to prove it, an older fellow. But there was about 10 years when I kind of skipped buying comics and toys, the whole shebang. So I kind of missed when animated was live, Robots in Disguise, Armada, even Beast Wars, and people are saying, "Oh, those are the best." And I'm like, again, depending on when you were born and what era you prefer. Sure, I don't disagree with that. I just that's why some of those iterations aren't as nostalgic to me because I didn't see them when they came out. So I guess that's
Yeah,
why the Transformers, when they first came out, the G1, I'm not one of those, oh, it's G1 or none. I'm like, no, they're just more
yeah.
special to me because that's what I
Now,
grew up with.
yeah. Now, which movie do you think makes no sense out of all the storyline of Transformers, like Michael Bay and the other guys? Which one does not make no sense to you? Me personally, I think Revenge of the Fallen does not make no sense. Like I'm
I
talking about the Michael
I have
Bay
to
era.
agree with that because the stories were it
I get
the
it.
story fell short.
It drives me insane just thinking about it. I'm like, I get it and everything. I get it that the race is perishing and everything, but you gotta bring back the fallen. That's not gonna do nothing good.
Yeah, it was very they were trying to do too many things at once, and the thing that bugged me too, it was more about the humans than it was the Transformers. Like it's
Yeah,
in the name. So I'm
one
like,
guy in the movie got decapitated from the fallen. And actually, I looked back on it. I was like, "Really? Did somebody get decapitated?"
and
And
they
I
got
actually
away with
looked. One
that.
of the
Like,
soldiers actually got decapitated. I was like, "Oh my god, he actually did get decapitated by that staff." I was like, "How sharp is that staff, man?"
oh yeah, yeah, it's pretty bold. And I give them props for that. I mean, I'm surprised they got away with that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did. Yeah, that like you would assume that would not be good for like a
Uh,
lawsuit or something like that from a different
the
company, I
reason I
guess.
didn't want to do the camera thing is because this is such a mess. But I don't know if you know what the original Omega Supreme looks like.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen multiple other guys' videos. It
But
looked
then
really
this
nice.
huge third party one, man. Look at the size of this thing.
Oh my god.
Stupid huge. I can't even fit him in there. I had to take his wings off.
Yeah.
And they got
Now,
Tripticon next to the little one beside him.
yeah.
The original.
Now,
I can't see the camera properly here, but anyway.
I don't think like everybody agrees with me, but I think Dark of the Moon probably makes a little bit more sense than Revenge of the Fallen. I would say.
Well, the first one, I have to say, what is that? The 2007 one? The
Yeah,
first
2007
Bayformers
going all
one?
the way up to 2023.
Yeah, well, it makes sense that it was, of course, the first iteration of it. And, of course, Prime, and the fact that it had to be Peter Cullen. Sorry, I'm just moving boxes around. Um, just the fact that they included him, and, of course, Frank Welker. I totally respect for that. I got some
Yeah,
of the.
honestly, I don't think like the Revenge of the Fallen movie made much sense, but I think probably Dark of the Moon made a little bit more sense. But
You know, they bring new money, and
Yeah,
I never collected the newer toys, so I guess I'm a sucker for the originals. So yeah, every
yeah.
time they bring out an Optimus or the Bumblebee, the Megatron, but some people tire of that too. Like, why does it always have to be Optimus and Megatron? So I dig that.
Yeah, I get it where they try to go for like the Fallen being like the new enemy and everything, but he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
last that long. He didn't really last very long. He got killed, especially very easily. It
Well, and
he
that's the thing. They had the budget for it, but they basically turned it into a long episode. So the creature of the week. So you're right. It's almost too bad they didn't span it over two movies to make it like a build up and like holy crap, right? But
Yeah, they
it
could
was
have
over
like
quick.
done something about it, yeah. But like I don't know why. I don't know. The Fallen, I was like it didn't make no sense to me. I thought he could only be defeated by Prime. I guess that makes sense because only one Prime remains, which is Optimus, and then the other one it doesn't make no sense that you gotta get Megatron involved because he's
Cause
Megatron. What the hell do you
Megatron.
expect me to tell you? It's
Yeah,
Megatron. What the hell do you expect me to tell you? What are you
yeah,
gonna do about Megatron? He literally died in one movie. He came back, and like two movies after he came back. So
yeah. He still wasn't himself, and it was never the. Yeah, he's never really a. I
I
don't want to say
honestly
even a
think,
threat. It sounds terrible to say, but
I think if they might have kept Megatron alive, for the next movie of Age of Extinction, if he was still alive, it would make more sense if he was still alive in Age of Extinction. But then they came on Galvatron, and then I don't know what
that
happened
was
to
a
him.
cool concept. I like what they did
But
there. And
but Galvatron, he did not make no sense. If they put in Megatron in Age of Extinction, and he survived Dark of the Moon, going on to Age of Extinction, that would have made more sense to me. That would have made a total lot of sense to me. But
I know different
making him
writers every
die
time. It just a lot of stuff didn't line up, and you're like, that was a
because
swing and a miss.
Because literally, let's face it, Galvatron it's basically a screw. It's basically a screw up. They screwed him up so badly. He disappeared for the duration of like God, 3 movies in a row. He disappeared for
He said,
he
"Oh, like
disappeared after Age of
thanks."
Extinction. Didn't come back in last night and didn't make no sense to me.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah,
we saw like a little bit glance of Galvatron in Rise of the Beast, but I might be mistaken. I don't think I ever did.
I didn't mind that movie. It was different, and obviously a love letter to the Beast Wars fans.
And actually, a
Um,
character was actually a character from Age of Extinction. I forgot his name. He was actually making Rise of the Beast. Like
oh,
apparently, the character that played uh, what's his name? Who's the main character from Age of Extinction? I forgot his name.
oh, Optimus Primal.
No, no, Age of Extinction. I forgot his name. Uh, it was like the father of that girl in Age of Extinction. I forgot her name.
I'm
But
having a
he
brain fart
apparently
too.
he's the new director and the caster for everything of
Oh,
Transformers now.
I didn't look into it that closely. That's kind of awesome, huh?
Somebody in one of my friends actually told me. I was like, wait, hold up, a character's designing all this stuff now. I was like, okay,
It's possible. Maybe they wanted more
possible,
involvement,
maybe I
or
don't know.
maybe in the contract. Huh?
Maybe if
That's
they
kind of
would
cool.
just bring back Galvatron, that'd be nice. But then again, I was like, no.
Yeah, I don't know what they could possibly
What
do with
are
the
they gonna do with
Transformers next.
Galvatron? That is the main question. That what are they gonna do with him? Because literally, he hasn't shown up in a movie since 2014. So
And this is the thing. So Optimus Prime keeps coming back, so it just makes sense to
why can't
bring
they
back
do it?
anybody.
Why can't they just do it like the original generations, where they keep on bringing him back until he's actually being defeated? Because that's what
But
they
he's
did.
only
They never
defeated for
stopped until
another
he
day,
was
right?
defeated.
Just like the cartoons, he's only defeated for another day, so he's never really
Yeah,
defeated permanently.
yeah.
But yeah, in the movies they certainly step it up. So yeah,
Now, here's a question: what is your favorite Transformer? Like, who is your favorite Transformer? Now?
Of course, I want to say Optimus Prime, but that's always the go-to. As far as toys, the first one I ever had was Cosmos, so I'm always going to have a bit of a nostalgic love for Cosmos. But my favorite Transformer, that is a tough one.
Honestly, I'm just saying it. Mine's favorite is Starscream. I like him.
I play Starscream. Like I said, I do some of my voice work. Uh, I do a Unicron, the Starscream, so of course Cobra Commander when we do the GI Joe stuff. But of course, I like the old Chris Latta voice. That's hard to pull off. Everybody always tries to do their own Chris Latta, so I just do my best take and away I go.
Yeah.
Favorite Transformer. Of course, it's going to be an Autobot. Uh, Jeez. I guess I got to go with Optimus. I mean, how cool is he?
Uh, my
Is that a
dad
is
always
that a
said.
cop out?
My dad always said, if you're gonna mess with Optimus, you're gonna get killed because obvious reasons. He once he goes off, he goes off. And then I'm like, I have noticed that because he killed the Fallen, he killed Megatron temporarily in 2007, then killed him in literally in Dark and Moon, killed Sentinel, blew his brains out quite literally. I saw it. We all saw
I
it.
mean, he kind of had to, which is terrible. But the fact that Sentinel fell the way he did, or kind of turned into a traitor, which again, I get it. It wasn't as bad a story as
Honestly,
some of them.
I really did. I digged it. I really did. I really digged it. But probably I thought in my own mind, I still lived up to this today. Sentinel is just a redesign of Optimus Prime.
Oh, for sure. Well, he was the Prime before Prime, so I get it. He's going to be similar, and
But
I'm sure
I
he was a hero.
but they could have done something better for him, like redesign him like Zeta Prime from War Cybertron. They could have done that.
True, but I wonder where they were getting their cues. I guess they wanted to make it their own because you're right. There's a lot more they could have done, but for the most part, I thought again it got made. You got to take certain concession, or you got to make some sacrifices, or agree with okay, what characters are they going to bring in? Why them? Why them?
Yeah,
May
like
not get
why
made otherwise.
Sentinel for God's sake? Because he was the only one. Well, I get it why they had to bring Sentinel in. Actually, if you listen really closely to Sam Witwicky's like rant that he goes on in a meltdown in the middle of that class, he actually does say Sentinel Prime. I was like,
Yeah,
wait, hold up. I
you
rewinded just
had
a
to
little bit.
rewatch it. Yeah, because they do it so
I had
quick.
to rewatch it. He said Sentinel Prime. I was like, wait, hold up. Who the hell is Sentinel Prime? And then later on, Dark of the Moon came on. There came Sentinel. I was like, oh god. I was like, good god. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. I was like, I didn't realize this until now because he was in Revenge of the Fallen, but I did not realize it. I was like, oh god.
That was a nice Easter egg. Not a lot of people would catch. Like the Marvel stuff,
Yeah.
they're always planting seeds, but they did that over the course of 10 years. It'd be nice if
Yeah,
they
and then
had.
there's another Easter egg, Megatron when he actually gets defeated, and then the Fallen gets defeated. Literally, he said, I think Starship said, I don't want to call you Coward Master, but sometimes cowards do survive." And he said, "This isn't over," and then bam. I was like, "Oh god."
That's just it. Live to fight another day.
They
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
fighted like 2 years later. I was like, "Oh god." I was like, "No."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I thought Sentinel was. I thought his colorings were good. I
Oh yeah, yeah.
probably the only thing I liked about Sentinel was the colorings of him. To be honest,
Oh, for sure. And he did look
if
like an Autobot, and he should have been a nice guy, but they turned it just right in the movie. There was a lot of good stuff in there.
yeah,
Um,
honestly, if they would have redesigned Optimus to look like Sentinel, but just with the colorings repainted on him, that would look good. I would like that. I definitely would like that.
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
honest, but then again, Sentinel's just a repaint and just a redesign,
I
and
mean, the
which I did
whole
not like.
aesthetic that they're actual robots and they're all CGI and all that. I guess they had to go that route. It's not like they're going to look like they did in the cartoon. So that's a complaint by some of my friends. But I'm like, again, you got to change it for the sake of change. And
Honestly, I saw minor differences on Sentinel's like how Optimus has that head. I saw differences. I saw the Cybertronian hieroglyphics. I saw like the little eyebrows they had on him.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
I
the
saw
thing
the
is, they are
beard and I saw the
millions.
beard and everything on him. I saw the difference in eyes on him. But then again, they could have done that with Optimus. Literally, it wouldn't make no difference if they'd done it with Optimus, though, too.
But that's the thing; they're not exactly descendants per se. It's not like it's a genetic type
No.
thing, right? So again, it's its own thing. It's its own self-contained thing. But like you're saying, if you can't run,
Yeah,
oh,
I get
is
it
that you
if.
beeping? Oh,
Huh? I don't know. I think so. Yeah, that's me.
oh, just the fact that it's done over so many movies. So, like you say, what they did with Galvatron or whatever, it wasn't really a build-up. It was more like a creature of the week type, scenario. So the story's only going to be so good, but they try to put so much into it, too much into it. So, yeah, that
Yeah.
was kind of hard to swallow. But again, it got made. So, and they kept backloading or backing up truckloads of money for Michael Bay to do another one, and what was making money. How are they
Yeah.
going to say no, right? But the
Yeah, true.
story was not perfect.
Did you
I've had
ever have like a favorite Transformer that you ever owned?
Yes, and I will say I'm a sucker. I don't know why, but I'm a sucker for Sharkticons.
Sharptons?
Sharkticons. I know it's simple and such a dumb thing. I've had customs over the years made of Sharkticons, different artists that I've met, and
Yeah.
just I've got a few up on the wall here. I'm just trying to show off, but I don't know what it is. They're just silly and cute and simple. I guess I'm just a
Yeah.
really big fan of of course, the original movie, the cartoon one. And there's the black and white
Yeah.
original of that one. And then somebody colored it for me. Like, what a
Yeah.
difference. But again, I've always been a fan of the comics.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
No.
Sharkticons just do it for me. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're just little beasts or understood. This one was a guy done out of Australia. Like, just bizarre, but I love it.
Yeah. Did you ever have like your favorite movie from Michael Bay going on to like the other guys?
I gotta still go with the original, the 2007, just because it was the first one that came out, and it just really brought what Transformers would be like in the real world. I
Yeah.
think they just tried too hard with all the other stuff. Not to diss any of the new stuff. I mean, everybody's got their own aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
So,
Honestly, the only thing that I would probably complain about in the 2007 one, I would say that the audio of the characters' voices, they need to change a little bit. They need to get like the audio needs to go a little bit up because some of it you could hear is like blurry and everything.
oh, for sure, yeah, yeah,
And
I
that
agree
drove
with
me
that.
absolutely insane. I was like, Michael Bay, I was like, come on, you should do better than this, man. You need to like bring up like the audio just a little bit. Not that
He was
much, but like a
more all
little
about the
bit.
explosions, though. Yeah, yeah. But that was his thing. That was his take. That's why a lot of people, or there's a lot of hate for the Bayformers or whatever. But I'm like, I don't hate it. It may not be my favorite, but I'm not going to hate on it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem too. There's too many trolls out there that just want to hate on it if it's not something they like. And I'm like, I don't know. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. I get it. But I respect what they did. I may not, I wouldn't wouldn't go out and buy the toys,
Yeah.
you know. And it wasn't until about the third year of the toys. The first two didn't do great because they weren't that great. But again, that's my opinion. Other people love them. Thank gosh, I'm not a completist because I have a lot of Transformers over time. But oh man, I'd have no money.
Yeah. Now, honestly, what's your opinion on the Bumblebee movie, like the one from
I
2018?
really liked it.
Honestly, I thought it was just too corny, man. I thought it was just too
Well,
corny.
I guess
I
why
was
I
like, I
liked it.
wanted to like it. I really wanted to like it. In my right mind, being a Transformer fan, I really want to like it. But then again, I was like, it's so freaking corny. I was like, no. I
Oh,
was like,
oh,
I
I
can't.
don't disagree. I don't disagree, but I got to tell you, I guess I liked it because they weren't trying to do too much. Like I found the Bay, they were like worldwide and trying to change the scene so much. And this was more uh I guess cutesy because it's Bumblebee. They didn't try to overdo it. And
Yeah.
again, it just felt more real because it was more down to earth, if you will excuse the pun. Um, and with her, yeah, it was obviously focusing on what's her name, uh, her character, but that felt more real. That to me, you're not into the comics, that's fine, but that's basically what Buster Witwicky in the comics did. They said that he discovered Bumblebee sort of by accident and brought him home, and his dad was a mechanic, and it was just sort of his story and their introduction to the Transformers. So to me, it kind of went parallel in my mind to the comics, but that's because that's my experience. So I got a lot of the, as you say, love letter to the original fans. There was a lot of references in there you may have missed because you didn't really grow up with the comic and see a lot of those references. I can't point any out in particular that I can think of without having it in front of me. But when it came out, I was like, that was refreshing. Again, not, and that's comparing it directly to the Bayformer stuff. Again,
Yeah.
my opinion, but I've been in it for the long haul since its inception. So to me, I really like that, but it played back to a lot of the original stuff. So maybe that's why.
Now, honestly, what did you think about when Sam actually got released from the Transformers? Now, honestly, I'll tell you straight up, I was pissed. I was pissed off. I was like, no, you
Oh, the
should never
fact that
got
they
rid of
took
him.
him right out of it. I was like, why is that done? But I
I
understand
was
why they
so
had
pissed.
to. I think it's because the actor went nuts. I, I think he was going through, I don't know if it was some drugs or whatever, but yeah, he got a little weird. So I don't know if they just wanted somebody fresh.
Yeah,
Um, but I agree, it should have been a Witwicky. Should he have been replaced and then kept the Witwicky character? I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
That made
I
me mad
agree.
when I figured out that he actually got released. I was like, no. I was like, no, no,
I
no.
wanted
They
him
did
to
not need to
continue.
release him.
It should have been him, but
Yeah, it should have been him. Yeah, I liked him
I
a little
agree.
bit better than everybody else.
I admit, yeah, and I mean, as much as his girlfriend, right? Because yeah, sure, she's pretty to look at, but I'm like, it was obviously Michael Bay that really wanted her in it. Just talking about Fox, right? Um, eh,
Yeah,
I don't miss her, and that's terrible to say because yeah, it was more about the boy, like I say,
yeah.
Buster in the comics, but
I cared less about
Sam,
Michaela. I cared less about Michaela. She
yeah.
was, she was just, oh my god, it
She
was
was
a
there for
mess.
eye candy, but you're right. She didn't really bring much to the game. It was kind of sad. It was all about her looks, and yeah, she's
Yeah,
pretty to look at, but I'm sorry, she didn't do anything for the story.
yeah. She did nothing. She
Yeah,
literally did nothing good for the story. I was like, no, you did
yeah,
nothing. You did legit nothing, and then you got released from the movie because you did something stupid, and you
and
should
that's
never did
all it
it.
took. I know, what a shame, but they're doing that with
What
even
did she
Marvel
even get
actors
released
now.
from the movie for? What did she even get released for the movie for?
It's because Michael Bay liked her, and they brought her back for another one, and then, like I say, never again. So it was like, whatever.
Yeah, I was like, why did you bring her in there, but you got released her? I was like, nah. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't really care about that point because I like Carly a little bit better because, well, she's just a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah,
They had to bring in a British one too. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I hate this. Stupid.
yeah.
God. It drove me a little bit insane, but not that badly.
But again, it was a different take on it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they just felt, oh, this will work better. We'll change this out. We'll change this out. We'll change this out. Okay, new story, rewrite, rewrite. It's still falling short of what it could be. It's all about the Transformers, but they're making it too much about the humans.
Yeah, true. They're
So I
making it
don't
a little
know,
bit too much about them.
right? And
Now,
I don't want
honestly,
to put any hate in there because I want to see movies get made with the Transformers. But oh, I don't know. Did you ever play the video games at all?
I played Dark of the Moon, Fall of Cybertron, and Revenge of the Fallen.
Yes. Did you ever play Devastation?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, that was like the basically the cartoon version of it, but it made it look like um, maybe cells is the wrong word to use. Basically, made it look like the cartoon. You could play it like the characters were like from the cartoon. It was neat. If you ever get the trailer for Devastation,
Yeah.
it might be fun to play. But again,
Now,
it's really
honestly,
a
who
love
was
letter
your
to the
favorite
G1 fans.
Combaticon?
Oh, geez.
Like you got
I gotta go
Brawl,
with Rumble, not Rumble Lab.
you got Brawl, you got Onslaught, Vortex, Blast Off, and then Swindle.
Swindle. That's the one. Yep, Swindle. Yeah,
I
in the
honestly,
comics, he's such a swindler, right? He's just always like, well, I mean, they're all kind of treacherous.
honestly, it was between
Decepticons.
Brawl. It was between Brawl or no, it was between Onslaught or Blast Off. Honestly,
So Blastoff's the copter. Brawl is the main, I guess,
no,
torso.
Blast Off is the
He's a shuttle, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's the shuttle, and then Vortex is the he's the helicopter. Brawl is the tank. Swindle is just a
Swindle is
regular.
the Jeep. Yep.
Yeah, and then
Depending on the
Onslaught,
iteration.
nobody knows what he ever transformed into for goddamn sake.
Yeah. Just kind of
Nobody ever knew what he turned into, but there was like some little things that you could probably assume that he transformed into because there was wheels. You know he wasn't going to turn into that friggin' helicopter. You knew he wasn't going to change into a shuttle or a tank, but you never knew what he was actually going to turn into. Was he going to be like Swindle?
Yeah, Swindle is just, he's definitely my favorite Combaticon.
Sadly, we never got to play as Onslaught, which would actually be amazing.
Well, the fact that you're a Decepticon fan, I mean, nobody's perfect, you know.
Yeah, I wish it was mostly. I wish I could play as Onslaught. He was actually pretty nice. He was actually pretty good looking.
Yep. That was wicked. My boy played the heck out of that game, and it's great. They talked about bringing it back in Steam, but I don't know if they're going to.
Yeah, they still actually on PC. You can still play on it, and it would never freaking get rid of. The game would never be get rid of.
Right, you just can't play it online because we loved playing that first-person shooter. We would play the hell out of that, like almost every night.
Yeah.
And then they just
like
up and stopped it. We're like, what are you doing? But I mean, obviously you're not paying to play it, or they weren't making enough money, or oh man. And then High Moon Studios, once they kind of, were split apart, it was like, oh man, they made.
You can actually still play Fall
stuff.
Cybertron online. Actually, you can still play it online, but I think it's only for PC though. That's the problem.
Yeah, because we always play
I don't really mind that
PlayStations.
Though, because if I have to buy a PC just to play Fall Cybertron online, I would do that if I really have to.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a gaming laptop, and that's why I went with my phone, because the gaming laptop's great, but it doesn't have a webcam. And at least with my phone, I can kind of walk around and show you different stuff. And obviously, you're not interested in, oh, look at my wall. Look at
the wall. There's the mask.
They're just what they are. They were little walkie-talkies, is what they were. I just attached a tie to it so I could put it on the screw on the wall because I thought it looked cool. So,
how much do you have?
Oh, look, a Sharkticon.
Is this like your own house, or is this like your office?
Yeah, this is just my this is my little man cave. So, a wall-to-wall Transformers. I've got boxes behind my other boxes. Like it's just.
Do you still have stuff that's like sealed?
Yes. Well, I tend to play with my stuff, so I've G1 stuff in boxes, but they are opened.
Yeah.
And I've got like boxes of bags of G1 from, I don't know if you can see any of that, probably not, but that's all.
Yeah.
Whoops, crap! I've got crap everywhere. That's the problem. So I say it's a bit of chaos wise, But I've made a diorama. Yeah, I've got a diorama that I've sort of built. You can't see it right now. It's got kind of like there's a tunnel in there, and my cat used to walk in there. And I've got but I built a bigger version with like the original jets and stuff, like where they crashed into the mountain, and there's a tunnel in there. But I haven't done much with it lately.
So I can imagine that the wife's pissed right now about all those Transformers.
Well, she's pretty forgiving. I kind of keep it contained to this room, but yeah, I've got a ton of just boxes upon boxes upon boxes.
Oh my god, there's like always this stupid thing about the. It's always a stupid thing about the Transformer hobby. Like you're buying too much, you're still not paying crap off. I'm like, oh my god, shut up! Like it's our hobby, just leave it alone.
Well, and I must say, I have to agree to some degree that yes, it's your money, and you're still going to
Yes.
buy stuff you want. They're going to buy stuff they want, and I've always
Yeah.
collected stuff, be it comics, toys, but I never started smoking. I never started drinking. So
Yeah.
I guess I was always more of the tangible, and the way I justify it is I wasn't going into debt for it for long,
It's
and
a
I had
That
something to
seems
show
like it
for it.
always is in the Transformer hobby. The wife gets pissed because they keep on buying everything. I'm like legit. Shut up. It's our money. It
Well,
doesn't.
I have to agree. I hear echoes of that, but she knows, she makes her money, I make my money. So she buys her stuff, I buy my stuff. Um,
Yeah.
because yeah, you've already got Optimus Prime. Yeah, but not the new Optimus.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right, it never ends.
Yeah. I'm
But
like it's always common in there. I believe, and
oh yeah.
sometimes I believe that in the Transformer hobby, I believe that's common that the wife gets mad about it.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. Are you a Deadpool fan?
No, not really.
Oh,
I
the
I
one of the
like
newest
Deadpool. It's just
NECA.
I barely pay attention to him though.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it's definitely yeah, an acquired taste, let's say.
Yeah, honestly, I would think that it's a little bit more rare in the Transformer hobby that you don't buy stuff, but well, buy stuff. I'm pretty sure it's like rare inside the Transformer hobby that the wife doesn't get pissed and the wife is like perfectly fine with it. I'm like, okay,
My buddy made me this for my blaster slash Soundwave diorama.
yeah,
So it's like a turntable DJ thing.
yeah.
I don't know what that looks like from here,
Yeah,
but
sometimes I'm like inside this hobby. I'm like, if I ever get a wife, I'm like, I hope they don't turn out so bad.
well, or maybe they'll be just as bad as us.
Yeah,
That could
true.
be,
I really
good
hope
and
that
bad.
never happens to me. And plus, I don't want to get married. That's my own problem. I just don't want to get married. I don't mind having a girlfriend, but I do not. I do mind having a wife. I do mind that.
Well, and you know what? Nowadays, there a lot of people aren't getting married because they I mean, I don't want to say it's old fashioned, but um, you can be together and not get married too. That's okay.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think the older generation doesn't
I
really
just
support
don't
that.
like.
Oh, you got
I
to get
just
married.
don't like it. I just don't want to get married. I can deal with having a girlfriend. I can deal with having a relationship and deal with loving somebody that I care about. But taking it to
Absolutely.
the next step where you're buying a fucking ring for it and literally putting it on a finger and literally marrying her and it costing you thousands of dollars for a wedding, I'm like, no. That's where it draws this line with me.
I must admit, at your age, and now I sound like the dad, at your age, you're right. You're going to have different thoughts. But I think if you ever meet the one, you'll just know. And I guess I'm not trying to justify being married. I did choose to get married. Um, but we both agreed that was the answer. And I'm not saying you should or not. It's different for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't want, and that's the thing. If you pressure somebody, they're obviously going to do the opposite. So
yeah.
I'm just honest. You know what? If you don't want to get married, that's okay.
Yeah, that
Um,
I do not want to get married. I could deal with having a girlfriend. I just don't want to get married.
I
But
just know that some people
if
like
they
the
want to take it to
stability.
that triple level, that third level with the baby crap, that's where the line actually
That
stops.
can
Be-
change. Yeah, that can change the game for sure.
that's where the line stops. That's why I actually break up with some people because the baby shit, the having a child, that's not me. I am not having a child. Honestly, I can barely deal with people on a daily basis. I do not like people. I'm not a people
Yeah.
pleaser. I do not like people.
Well, I think that's another reason I got into Transformers too, because I've actually still got all my what I referred to as dinky cars. They just call them Hot Wheels or whatever. I just always call them
Yeah.
dinky cars. Um, I've always been a loner. They'd send me to my room, and it was never a punishment. I'd just be playing cars for hours or whatever,
Yeah.
playing with my toys. So I guess I've always been a bit of a loner that way.
Yeah.
Not that I like them more than people, but I was totally fine with. Oh, look,
Yeah.
Dinobots.
True. Yeah. Now, here's a question that I think that some
This is
people that don't like. What do you think about What do you think about Megatron and Starscream though? What do you think about that?
I think it's a case of, I mean, it's perfect, right? Because you
Yes.
want to keep your enemies closer. Because I mean, even Soundwave and them would, they don't want to piss off Megatron, but they've kind of, in
Even
a
though
roundabout
Shockwave,
way,
I
asked,
would
why
like
do
to
you put
say
up with
this:
his
if you
shit?
go on Google and you go look up Shockwave dictionary, literally it says Starscream's bitch.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And that's the one thing that surprises me because Shockwave is bigger than Starscream, and literally he's the bitch. Really?
But I get it. It's because I think that Starscream, obviously Megatron knows Starscream wants to overthrow him and is just waiting for the right moment to finally get his licks in and just take over. Well, I mean that's why he made Bruticus, right? To try to
Yeah.
take over too, or released the Combaticons from their prison on
They actually did
Cybertron. Whatever.
that in like the Fall of Cybertron game. That he
Yeah,
actually did take over for like a decent amount of time. And
yeah,
I will be honest with you, I digged it. I love
it was
every
good. It
fucking
was good. It was
second of it.
believable. It was character. It was so spot on. That was totally Starscream. It was
I
good.
would be dead serious. I fucking enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of Starscream as the leader.
Everything High Moon Studios did was excellent. I'd love
I
them to
loved
write a
every
movie.
bit of
Like,
what they
oh,
did to
so good.
Starscream. I love
Yeah,
every bit of what they did to Starscream, except for
all the
when
characters.
Megatron betrayed Starscream and shot him. Literally, now he's not the leader anymore. That pissed me off too.
Well, like you didn't see that coming, but yeah.
I saw it coming, but then again, it pissed me off though because I was thinking Megatron would maybe be out for like a little bit longer, but then again, once I saw Megatron actually see him again in Shockwave's lab, I was like, okay, here, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be. Here we go. It's gonna be get on. Starscream's gonna lose to Megatron. Starscream's gonna try to figure out some of his revenge. He's gonna screw up, and then he freaking literally, his revenge was nothing. Basically.
Oh, here we go. I could have used this part of the camera. You've never read the comics, but this is the 1984 first comic that ever came out, like the first
Oh
appearance
god.
of Prime and Megatron and all that.
Yeah.
1984, baby. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Sam and his dad, Witwicky, in the back there.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know.
It's so funny because the first one, obviously, one in a 4-issue limited series. It was only meant to
Yeah.
be 4 issues. And then it was so popular, people basically screamed to keep the comic going, so they kept it going. And the last issue, number 80, at the top says number 80 in a 4-issue limited series. I had to giggle.
Yeah.
But again, it's a comic thing.
Now,
I've met
what
Peter
would you?
Cullen. I've met
Yeah,
Peter
Peter
Cullen. I
Cullen.
have a signature. I have a picture with him, which is Optimus Prime. I
Yeah.
met Frank Welker. I have a picture. I have a signature.
Yeah.
And the very Sharpie that I brought that he signed it with, which is kind of fun
Yeah.
and nerdy. But anyway, I've been to the UK. I've been to a convention called TFN, which is short for TF Nation.
Yeah. Now, honestly, what would you have thought if Starscream was still leader in Fall Cybertron though?
Huh. Again, I followed more of the Autobot story, so I didn't pay much. I mean, obviously, I paid attention to it because you had to. That was part of the campaign. But I'd support Starscream as leader. I mean, I don't know if they'd be successful in everything because let's face it, at the end of the day, Starscream is a power hungry coward,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he
True.
has
Yeah.
his moments. So, oh, something I'd recommend to you. I'm changing the subject slightly, but if you can ever bring yourself to buying comics or at least even on Comixology digital form to read them, All
Yeah.
Hail Megatron is very good. It's only
Yeah.
like a 12-issue run. It's been out for
Yeah.
years. I would think you could probably get it digitally cheap, or every once in a while you could buy like a bundle for like $15 or something and get like hundreds of comics. But All Hail Megatron, there's a very nice spot in there about Starscream taking over. And Megatron says at one point, like to him, you will overthrow me at some point. That's inevitable. I see it. I know it. You're not leading now, but there will come a day. And he basically
Yeah.
conceded to Starscream, eventually it will be you. And he knows it. But for this day, I need you to do what I say. for this battle, whatever, and he just kind of moved on. It was just a nice little intimate point that he kind of conceded that, yeah, one day he can see it. So that was like, wow, it was pretty cool.
Now, honestly, what did you think about Ironhide being killed? That's a question that I've been wanting to ask.
That's
What do
from
you
the
think
original
about
movie, or
Ironhide
the fact
actually
that
being killed?
now are you talking the murder from Sentinel Prime, or are you talking about the cartoon one in the shuttle at the beginning of the
I'm
movie?
talking both of them. I'm talking both murder of Sentinel Prime and the cartoon.
It was believable. It was tragic. It tore at the heartstrings, but it did what it was supposed to do. It got the effect it was going for. So, did I hate it? Yes. Was it necessary for the story arc, for the
Now,
character?
honestly,
You know, oh, I
I
didn't want
thought
him
it
to
was
die.
honestly I was completely surprised because once I heard Sentinel say I'm the key to it all, and then he said, "Indeed I am," and then he turned around, killed
Oh yeah, oh
killed
yeah,
Ironhide, and then he said a deal had to be made with Megatron, and yeah,
oh yeah. It
no,
he fooled
I
us
was like,
all,
no,
man. That was
that's what really made me a
awesome.
little bit
I
mad.
applaud them.
I like it that they did that because that made his character a little bit more. I would say like prestigious. I would say a little bit more like relevant. I would say.
Well, and I must admit, it really turned the movie on its head and went like, "Holy crap! Excuse my French, but shit just got real." Like,
Yeah,
wow!
yeah. I
Like that.
think that it
It
actually
made
made
it.
a little
Oh
bit more
yeah.
sense. I thought it made a little bit more sense to what people actually didn't think. I was like, really? That made no sense to me. But then again, I liked it though. Of course, I have my title here. My God.
Starscream.
Oh,
Soundwave.
Starscream's amazing. I love Starscream. I only
Cramsy.
have 3 Starscream figures, but I love them though. They're amazing.
Oh, so good. There's Megatron with an Autobot symbol. That's in
Yeah.
the More Than Meets the Eye comic. Oh my gosh, it's so good. If you've and this is basically out of the comics as well. It's Rodimus, but it's in his basically funeral colors. He
Yeah.
didn't. He's not the person that died. There's Thunderclash, third
Yeah.
party.
Now, honestly, here's a question too. What did you think about Devastator when he first came out?
Are you talking about again? Are we talking Bayverse or are we talking original
I'm
cartoon movie?
talking Bayverse, to be honest with you. Bayverse, yeah, Bayverse.
Um, Obviously it didn't look a thing like the original Devastator, so it kind of threw me. And I was thinking that maybe they were just moving more the Devastator name, because I was like, that's not Devastator, but it's just another reincarnation of him, I guess, in this movie. Sorry for the glare.
Very good.
I'm just here's a few more Sharkticons.
My
It's
God.
insane.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, it goes on and on and on, and like I say, I
How
got
many do you
different.
have to have? Oh my God, you're more of a dickhead
Dude,
than with all
you
of them.
have no idea. I have
Son of
containers
a
and containers and containers of Sharkticons. It's really a problem. It's insane.
Are you really that addicted to the Sharpticons?
So much stuff all around my room.
Yeah.
Sharkticons back here. There's again, excuse the chaos. There's Galvatron and yeah, there's Alicons, like the original Impossible Toys Alicons and the new Toys Quintessons. There's more Alicons. Like, it's insane. There's another Galvatron, one of the newer ones. You've probably
Now,
seen that.
honestly, what did
Oh,
you
look, I've
think?
got Lego Sharkticon.
Oh my God. Uh, honestly, what did you think about the Fallen when he came out? Did you like the design? Did you not like it?
I
Honestly,
did like it. I dug it.
I kind of liked the design. I kind of did. There's a love
There you
hate
go.
relationship with it.
This is the Fallen. This is a third party Fallen.
Wait, what? Please show me. I need to see that.
Can you see him?
Oh my God, that's actually badass.
Isn't that cool?
I actually like that.
And he's made up of these 3 different parts.
I like that.
That's essentially supposed to be the Fallen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's pretty freaking rad, man. This is an older toy. Like this is Make Toys or Make Toys. This is an older box.
Yeah,
I'm glad I can figure out how to turn the camera around. Now I can finally control what you're seeing because I know I'm bouncing around a lot. But all these parts, you see, they all come together.
yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of a cool way to do it.
Now, I see some third-party companies. Like I've watched people do reviews on Megatron. Like I talk about the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. I think it looks actually perfect. And it was mostly Prime versus Prime. I watched his channel a lot. I watched him when he actually did the what's it called, the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. It was like a 3-0 DLX. I'm pretty sure. I was like, oh my god!
I don't collect all of them. Here's an old Alpha Trion, again, third party figure, but it is excellent.
Yeah.
He looks good because there wasn't a whole lot of them, right? I know I'm changing topics here. Sorry.
Now, what did you think about Sentinel Prime's original design in the cartoon, though?
Oh, it was fantastic. How do you not like it, man?
I thought it looked weird, to be honest with you, because I was like,
oh, for sure, but it was his own thing. Did he look goofy? Was he made more goofy? Yeah, but again, I think that's what they were going for. He was just so pompous, like way too pompous. But again, you know, it was made for the show. It was supposed to be silly, I guess.
Yeah, it looked weird to me. I did not like the orange version of Sentinel. I like the red and black.
It's a different aesthetic for sure. And again, say, you know, change for the sake of change, I guess.
Yeah,
I've even got some comic boxes with the More Than Meets the Eye cast.
okay.
If you're a Transformers fan, I know they look a little goofy. Oh, look, there's anyway. Yeah, they look goofy, but if you're not used to it, I got another one up here.
Here's probably the second and last question I'm probably gonna ask. What does your wife think about you doing Transformers? Does she like Transformers or not?
She likes it because I like it. Did she grow up with My Little Pony, with Smurfs, with different cartoons? Does she obsess with the toys as much as I do? She did, but she's certainly grown out of it. So is she calling me a big kid? Does she support it? Well, I guess she accepts it is maybe more appropriate.
Yeah, like something distracted me on the floor. I was like, "What the fuck's on my phone?"
Oh, no worries.
But yeah,
this is from Universal Studios. I thought this was kind of rad.
Now here's probably the last question.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of the last question here. Now, which one is actually better, G1 or Bayverse, or the other Michael Bay?
In my opinion, because I grew up with G1, I'm not going to say one is better than the other, but I prefer G1 only because, again, I grew up with it. So, oh, sorry, I should turn the camera around. That's not fair for me to say, oh, it's better than Bayverse. Bayverse sucks. Like, no, I'm not taking that stance. I'm just moving crap around here. So, again, I prefer G1. What's better? It depends, I guess, on the generation. What were you brought up with? What do you prefer?
Yeah.
So to me, G1 is better, but I'm not. Yeah, again, I only say that because, you know, that's what I grew up with. That's what I like. That's the aesthetic I like. I have the cartoons. Everything looks like when I was a kid. So I guess because I saw G1 before the Bayverse stuff. See, it's a tough question because if you grew up watching animated, that's always going to be probably your number one go-to, and you're going to buy the toys that look like what you remember, that just amazed you, and you know, that was your imagination, was like, oh man, taken by storm. So to me, G1, but that's why. I'm not saying it is better than Bayformers. That's just what I remember as a kid and will always be engraved, you know,
like engraved in your memory,
right? So I think that's just a natural thing, but at the same time, there's certain things in the Bayformers that kind of, you know, I gravitate towards. But I've never, I don't own that many of the new stuff.
Do you own at least the Revenge of the Fallen? The Fallen?
Cogman. I liked his character. That was cool. I don't
Yeah.
own many of the new stuff, but I really dug this, and I love the car form. And just the fact is,
Will
he is
you ever
just
do like a
cool.
review on those?
I've never done reviews really. I never took to that. If you've ever
Yeah.
checked my YouTube channel, the only thing I have on there is the making of my diorama, which again is very buried at the moment. Like this tunnel
Yeah.
goes through all the way to the back, and I talk about how I make it, and they do light up in there when I don't have all this junk in here.
Yeah.
But I'm pressing t-shirt. It's a t-shirt press that I press comics with, so that's why this is here. Um,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah, I'm still still got to go through all these toys and just oh man, there's just so much stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm not really answering your question. Will I do reviews on them? I guess I never have, just because there's
Yeah.
so many people that do them.
Yeah.
Um, if you ask who I follow, I'd say, well, that might have changed over the years. I don't watch reviews as much as I used to because I'm not buying as many toys. But
Yeah.
Pia, I've met Pia. I've bought a few, Pia stuff. If you've ever watched Pia in person, I've met him. Um, Vangelis, but he doesn't do reviews as much. But I just love his personality. Optibotimus, I find overlights everything, so everything's always just kind of glared out, like there's too much light. If that makes sense.
Honestly, I think Prime versus Prime is probably a little bit better than everybody else because he actually does a little bit more for the review, and I get that because he likes the content that he makes. And actually, I'm a big fan of his content. He actually,
I
I get
I've never heard
notifications
of
of him
that.
all freaking day. I love him to death and everything. Mostly because he's in the UK. I adore UK people, but not
Yes,
because
I
of that.
love the
Obviously,
accent. Yeah, absolutely, and
I
that
just
that
love the
draws you to it.
accent, but that's not the reason why I actually watch him. I watch him because he was part of the reason why I really, really want to get back into Transformers and start collecting them again.
Well,
But
that's
all the
just
other
it.
ones I had, they were so good.
Do you ever watch Thew, like Thew McAdams, or what do they call him? Just Thew. He's sort of the really passionate guy. Um,
I
used to
mostly
have the
watch
big beard.
Alfonso Nation, and I watch Prime versus Prime. I watch a couple more other guys. I don't remember their names, but yeah,
I like the freaking geek,
the freaking peak.
the freaking geek. He's got the silver table. The backdrop is usually
Yeah,
a black sheet, but it's got his logo in red. He's sort of got the
yeah,
goatee. The
yeah,
freaking geek himself. What the heck does he call himself? But he was quite good. They all got shaken up a few years ago when YouTube did their, I guess you want to call it controversial, because they were going to start
yeah,
charging the YouTube creators for certain videos if they didn't comply with or didn't say not for
yeah,
children or the
yeah,
opposite,
yeah.
safe for children, or if they were monetizing them. Like that was a real scare. I thought we were going to lose all the big people that
Yeah.
we've liked. So thank goodness that didn't happen.
Honestly, there you go. There's the WWE belt. I actually like the
Whoa,
WWE belts a little bit. This is
a little,
actually
eh? Wow.
now hold up. Now I'm just gonna say this. This is not the only one I actually do own. There's plenty more where this actually comes from. I got probably like 14 reviews on these. Literally, they're all right there. All of them.
Wow.
You can barely see them, but they're hold up.
Sparkly. Oh no, they
Hold up.
sparkle. Holy crap, man.
Hold up. I'm trying to get the enable flash. There we are. Right?
Oh,
There
there
we
you
go.
go. Wow.
Bam. This one's actually my favorite with the stones. Look at this. Look at all these. We got
Look at that.
NXT goes on. We got the spinner belt.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So
I
if they
had to
don't
show
bug you
this to you
about
real
your
quick.
if they don't bug you about the transformer purchases, I'm sure they bug you about the belt purchases. It's the same thing, right?
Yes.
Everybody's got different hobbies, so
Yeah. I have a few different hobbies. I like the belt hobby, but I'm kind of trying to get into a new hobby now too. So yeah.
well,
And
and I think that'll
honestly,
change over time. I grew up with
yeah,
Transformers, Spider-Man, Teenage Turtles, and GI Joe, and
yeah,
then I started buying some of the comics of each. But um, when you're a kid, your money only goes so far, so there's a lot of trading involved. The stuff I used to have, I think, oh man, if I still had that today. But you know, but like you mentioned, do I have any sealed toys? Not a lot, except if you count the new stuff I haven't opened yet. But I tend to open it and put it on shelf and mess with it and transform it
Yeah.
at least once. And a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that. But I'm like, what's the point of buying it to just keep it on the shelf?
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, that's
even
gonna do it for this interview, though. So
yeah. Well, thanks for fitting me in. I'm sorry, we just kind of had to dance a bit with the meeting times and stuff, but hopefully it gives you a
yeah,
taste
you're
of what
good.
I'm into. And
You're good.
all right, I'll let you go. Hopefully we can do this again.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Bye.
Bye.